Yo, what's good, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? We're gonna have a long video today. Okay. Me and the wife just got home from watching the brand new Halloween movie. The first part of this video is going to be completely spoiler free, and then I will let y'all know. So if you guys are going to go watch it and don't want to know what happens, pretty much, I will let you know when to click off. But if you've already seen and you want to know my thoughts of every little detail pretty much in the movie, then I'm gonna let it all out. We're gonna talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. So the spoiler free part though, uh there is a new character. Well, actually, there's a couple of new characters in this, which I mean everybody saw just in the previews type of thing. So you guys already knew about that. Um, I think I don't want to much because I don't want to spoil anything, but there's one new character where at the beginning of the film, there's something drastic that happens to this character, and it pretty much shapes what the story is going to lead into. It is a flashback. It's technically after Halloween Kills, but before Halloween ends actual timeline. So it's technically a flashback, but still ahead of from what already seen in Halloween Kills. Um, I mean the kill. Of course, if you're a Halloween fan, you go to the movies to see Michael kill. Okay, and I would definitely say the way that they did the kills in this movie, it did not disappoint. They were very well done. The overall story was very well. It was very good. So I really can't complain about the story or anything. Um, Allison and Lori definitely have a very big part in this. Which I mean, Lori we all knew would have a very big part just because it's Halloween end of Lori and Michael's era type of thing. But I will say Allison actually has a very big part in this, which I was actually glad that they did that. Um, but overall, I'm just gonna throw my ratings out there for the spoiler free part. And we will get more in depth and everything. But the spoiler free part that I'll do the ratings, I'll do on a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10 actually. The story, I'll give it a 9 out of 10, and the the kills, I will give a 10 out of 10. I can't give my last rating though, just because it would be very big on spoiler. But just know that there are definitely multiple things in this movie that I was very frustrated with. Definitely not happy with. But there was also a lot as a diehard Halloween fan. I've been watching since I was a kid. So there was definitely a lot of things that I enjoyed, but there was a lot of things that I definitely disliked. So this is going to be the end of the spoiler free zone. So if you guys don't want anything spoiled, click off the video now. I'm gonna wait a second before I get into the spoiler part because I don't want you guys to hear anything that you don't want to hear. So go ahead, click off the video now so then nothing gets spoiled. All right. Hopefully everybody that didn't want anything spoiled has clicked off now. So we're going to get into the spoilers. All right. So in the spoiler free part, I end up saying that there was somebody at the beginning of the film that something happened to. Well, his name's Corey. Okay. guys have seen him in the previews, the trailers, all that stuff. If you watch the movie, you know where I'm going with it. He is babysitting this kid, which goes back all the way to the very first one where Laurie's babysitting. He's not normally a babysitter, just like Laurie is not normally a babysitter. So they are watching the scary movie The Thing. I believe that was the movie. Yeah, that was the movie. Okay, it was Thing. And he goes to the kitchen to get something to drink. And she's playing hide and seek. The little boy's like, "No, I ain't playing hide and seek." While he's in the kitchen getting ready to get a drink, you hear something fall, and then he instantly stops. He's going to see what happened. The lamp in the room that they were at has been has fallen over, so he's picking it up and everything. He's trying to find the boy. Um, then he's hearing this boy yelling for help all the way at the top of the house. So he's going all the way up there, checking the attic. This boy shuts the door on him, locks it, so he can't get out. While this is happening, he's trying to get out, yelling and everything at this kid. Um, the parents show up. Okay, he's kicking this door to try and kick it open. When he finally gets it to kick open, hits the kid, knocks him back, falls from the top floor all the way down. There's like probably 4 or 5 floors in this house. As he hits the ground, the parents are walking in and they see their young boy fall to his death and die. So he instantly gets labeled a freak pretty much and a kid killer, all this stuff. Fast forward to present day. Um he is still being bullied by 4 high schoolers. Okay. These high schoolers aren't the typical jocks that you'd normally see, all this and that. They are actually 4 people from the band. But that just, I mean, I'm not shocked that they did that. They wanted to shine a light that it's not always the jocks that are the bullies, that anybody and everybody can be a bully type. So, where was I going with that though? After that, Lori actually shows up to his rescue after he's being bullied, picked on by these 4 kids. Ends up breaking a glass of milk that he had in his hand, cuts his hand all up. Lori's there filling up her vehicle with gas. Um, Gets the kids to leave him alone. They go inside. While they go inside, Lori gives him a knife, and this Corey ends up stabbing the tire. So then he's got a flat, and then he throws the bike in the back of Lori's truck. They take off. Lori's taking him to the hospital where his her granddaughter works as a nurse. Allison's cleaning it up. Lori's trying to get those two hooked up and everything. Next thing you know, one thing leads to another. They're going to a costume party together, having a good time. Runs into the mom of that boy at the party, and she gets in his face, starts saying a whole bunch of stuff. So he just takes off. And when he takes off, him and Allison get into an argument about it and everything. Um, he just walks off on his own. 4 high schoolers find him again, start picking on him more. He tries to fight back. It turns ugly. He gets thrown over an overpass, which I mean, it wasn't a huge fall or anything, but falling far enough to definitely hurt you a little bit. And this is when we first find Michael. Disappeared for 4 years. Where'd he go? Nobody really knew. He is now living in a sewer because Haddonfield destroyed Michael Myers' home. Didn't want that there anymore, didn't want people thinking about it. Nothing. They completely got rid of it. So he is now living in a sewer. He dragged Corey down there, all this and that. I'm instantly like, okay, he's not killing him. What the heck's going on? Corey wakes up in the sewer. Michael grabs him by his neck, stares him into his eyes. All of a sudden, he gets a flashback. And Michael sees how he's already killed and he's being picked on, wants revenge, all this type of stuff. So for some reason, Michael lets him go. I instantly was like, okay, Michael's about to use this dude to lure people in, get his strength back because Michael just didn't look like himself, type of thing. So I figured he was going to use him for that, um, which he actually does do. Corey is still dating Allison. Like they make up and everything. They're dating throughout the whole movie, pretty much. Um, yeah. Lori also bought a house, which the house I don't know if a lot of people picked up on, but the house is one that Lori actually owned in one of the original movies that's not based in this timeline. And there's a scene from the movie where in the original movie with this house, Lori looks out and you see Michael standing right next to the bush staring at her in the bedroom. Okay? Fast forward to this movie. He's looking out the house, but it's Corey standing by that exact same bush staring at her in the bedroom. She goes out there. Corey pops up behind her, freaks her out. Excuse me. So he freaks her out, says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. Looking for Allison, all this and that." He goes on to tell her that he killed somebody, takes her to the kid's house where he ended up killing the kid. Um, yeah, so that's all going on while he keeps going back to the sewer. He lures a cop down there, and Michael kills the cop, but before he kills the cop, Corey looks at him, said, "Show me how you do it." So he's literally holding on to the cop while Michael grabs his knife and is stabbing this cop to death. Then, for some reason, they decide that they're going to team up. This is where things get a little shaky. Even though they were already starting to get a little shaky, this is when it really started to get shaky. Because Michael don't team up with anybody, like, ever. But he teams up with Corey. I honestly think that he did it because he was using Corey. Sorry, it's getting a little late. But yeah, I think he was using Corey to get his strength back, to get people to kill and all this and that. I could be completely wrong, but that's just the way I was looking at it as like, okay, well, I'm weak, somebody to lure these people. So let me just work with him, get some kills, get my strength back, and know I got this. But um Corey kills a doctor that is sleeping with a nurse that he promoted. Michael kills the nurse, which you see that in one of the trailers. Literally puts the knife through her chest into the wall and just hangs her there like a Halloween decoration. Very. Um, but then Michael goes back to the sewer. Corey goes on a date with Allison, stays the night with her, all this and that. And then he shows up to the sewer again, decides that he wants the mask. Literally throws Michael on the ground. They get into a fight or whatever, but he outpowers Michael and takes the mask from him and just calls him a man with a then takes off with the mask. But then Michael sits up, like he always sits up where I don't know how he does it. It's a straight 90-degree angle. I can't do that. My belly gets in the way. But yeah, so he lures Corey lures the four high schoolers to his work, which is actually a car dump, um, and just absolutely destroys all of them. And I think his dad or stepdad, whatever. I think it's his stepdad, but kills all five of them and runs one of the girls over that was part of the high schoolers. Shoves the drumstick through the drummer's eyeball. Um, yeah, it got pretty brutal. So he's literally wearing the whole Michael outfit and a Michael Myers mask while doing this. Pretty much saying that he's the new Michael. And then after that, he goes to the DJ that all right, that before was calling him a bunch of names and everything, and is always bringing up stories about Michael Myers and making nobody forgets who the boogeyman is. Well, Corey shows up, kills the person that works the front desk, which you don't really get to see that one. It's just showing the DJ, and you can see, like behind him pretty much. Then he goes into the DJ. The DJ realizes somebody else is in there. He realizes that's Michael Myers, or that's who he thought it was, but it's actually Corey. This is probably one of the more brutal kills in the movie. Corey literally bangs his head on the desk multiple times, then gets I think it was a pair of scissors, and cuts his tongue off. Okay, and then ends up finishing him off and everything, but his tongue is still on the record player, spinning with the vinyl, and it's causing the radio station to mess sound because it's flopping the thing on the vinyl record. So it's like skipping part and hitting different spots of the vinyl because of this tongue. That kill was absolutely phenomenal though. I had to give like so many props on that one. Then Corey goes on to his own house, kills his own mom because his mom treats him like crap, like he's a little baby pretty much. So he ended up deciding that he was going to kill his mom. Then he goes to Lori's house. Allison's not there because she was supposed to meet Corey to leave Haddonfield because they were going to leave together. But it was his way to get her out of Lori's house so he can get in there to try and kill Lori. This is when things get really shaky. But he's in Lori's house. She knows it. He doesn't know that she knows. She acts like she's going to commit suicide, calls, like fake dials 911, saying that I like to report a suicide. And said her address and everything, made it sound completely legit. Actually, no, she did call 911. My bad. She called 911, reported a suicide and all that. Um, and then she goes ahead and pulls the trigger. They show you Corey's view of it though, where he just sees a bunch of stuff splatter on the floor. He thought she actually did it. He opens up the door. She shot a pumpkin. And then she ends up shooting him twice in the chest, falls down the stairs, hits the ground, and they're going back and forth, pretty much saying, "You thought I was actually going to commit suicide. You came here to kill me, and go ahead and kill me." And he takes the mask. Or no, yeah, he already had the mask off at that point, I believe. And he hears Allison pull up. He starts laughing and just says that oh, he ended up saying that if I can't have her, then nobody can. So he stabs himself in the head. and commit suicide, but makes it look like it was Lori that did it. Well, Allison walks in. Lori at this point took the knife out of his head, and Allison, of course, is blaming Lori for everything. So he ends up, or she takes off. Allison does, says, "I'm done. I'm leaving. You're the problem. All this and that." All this is happening while Michael Myers has gotten in the through a side door. So Lori's walking away, bawling her eyes out because Allison thinks that she did this, that whatever. And then she hears more footsteps, sees the door open. He knows exactly who it is because the mask is in the house, so it has to be. Michael just knows where everybody is at all times. And he puts the mask on. They get into a huge fight, and at one point, it looked like Michael was gonna win, and then out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, Lori just starts overpowering Michael somehow. Ends up putting a knife through both of his hands onto the kitchen table, so he can't get up that way. Throws a whole refrigerator down on one of his legs, so he can't get up that way. Takes his mask off and slits his throat, but then somehow he still got the strength to literally rip his hand off of one of the knives, grab her by the throat, is trying to kill her, and she's yelling, "Just do it." Then Allison runs in, snaps his arm, and just makes sure that Lori lives. And then um, Lori goes on to slit his wrist, so he just bleeds out, and Michael dies. Then they tie him to the top of their car, have a police escort to the junkyard, and throw his body into the metal grinder. So then his whole body gets completely destroyed. While doing that, though, the whole town showed up to make sure that the boogeyman is no more. But then after that, it goes on to her cop friend, Lori's cop friend, or well, first Allison leaves Haddonfield, and then Lori's cop friend showed up with a bunch of fruit and vegetables and all that stuff. But before all that, she still has Michael Myers' mask in the house. So she got rid of the body, but she didn't get rid of the mask. So I don't know if that's them trying to leave it open to where somebody else is Michael, or if Lori is Michael, or what. I mean, I could be completely off with that, but yeah. But the things that I thought was really good, I thought the story overall was very good. I thought the kills were very brutal but very good. And I like that they had Lori buy that house because it paid homage to one of the classic where she owned that exact same house in that movie. I like that Allison had a very big part in this movie. I mean, I just like that they stayed true to a lot of their roots and everything. But the things that I disliked about it is I am a huge Michael Myers fan, so the ending for me was absolutely terrible. I hated it with a passion because I wanted Lori to lose and Michael to win. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I also disliked how much Michael was not in the film because the movie was almost 2 hours long and he was only in the film maybe 25 minutes. And to me, it was Michael and Lori's end, the end of their storyline, and Michael was found in the hole. So really the end. Um, I was not a huge fan of Michael and Corey killing people together either. Michael has always been self, and it, I was not a fan of that. Um, else? I mean, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I legit just got home not that long ago from the. I don't know, but yeah, that I mean, those are the main things. I like this. I love the story. I love the kills. I hated that Michael died. I hated that Lori won, and I absolutely hated that Michael teamed up with somebody. Oh, another thing is no matter how many times he's been shot, stabbed, burned, whatever, this man has never lost strength. And in this movie, all of a sudden, it's like he's just, eh. They didn't make him strong enough in this. Like he should have been much tougher, much stronger. But I don't know. It's just he wasn't the Michael we've known pretty much through all the other movies. But I guess that's why it's the Um, but that is my review for this movie. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all thought about the movie. Did you like it? What didn't you like about it? Please explain everything. I'm going to be reading every comment. But if you are also new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and drop a like. And again, comment down below what y'all thought. Do you agree with stuff I said or do you disagree? Did I catch things that you guys missed or not? But until next time, y'all, stay safe, stay blessed. Love y'all. Peace.